Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to It's Something to Do with Pete and Will. We promise it's something to do. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to It's Something to Do with Pete and Will. And we promise it's something to do.
And we're still doing it.
And we're still doing it. You know, it's funny, you're wearing a hat. Bridget wanted me to wear my hat because she watched what is it? Succession? Is that the show on HBO?
It is a show. Yeah.
And they all walk around with these black hats on like this.
Oh, is that a thing? I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, to try to mask their
personalities. Oh, who they are.
Yeah. So I don't have, the one
is that Succession?
I think so. I don't know.
Wait, no. I mean, Succession is a show about, it's very good if you haven't watched it.
Yeah,
it's
but the dad walks around with that hat.
Maybe. I don't know. That's a deep cut. That's a real deep cut.
Exactly.
That'd be like
baseball.
Yeah, really. If it was like, you don't recognize this overcoat? It's from Succession. You don't know that? It's like a tweed overcoat. It's like, what? I don't fucking know.
She's like, where the hat on the show?
I put my hat on because I just finished getting some exercise here in this very garage. And then, I've just got like fucking insane hair since it was washed last night. And then I went to bed.
Too, and now it's crazy. I mean, it's all just.
But it looks the same. It looks the same. But mine, well, yeah, maybe you can't tell because of the lighting and the whatnot. It's not that essential, but it makes me feel less self-conscious.
We're two gorgeous guys talking to each other, and that's what everybody wants.
Yeah,
man.
Where else are you going to see a couple of hunks like us just talking with our shirts on, no less? So it shows that we have a personality.
Exactly.
We don't have to rely on cheap tricks like shirtless interview, like shirtless conversation.
We're willing to do it, though.
Is that a thing? I don't know. If it's not a thing, it should be a thing. I'm going to go find some hot dudes to produce that podcast.
Can you imagine we come? You made me snarl.
Shirtless dudes just talking about, whatever in their lives.
Hey, how did they get so popular? I don't know. They're not wearing their shirts.
They're not wearing their shirts, obviously.
You got one dad bod and one kind of.
But they don't rep. Oh, I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about people way more handsome than us. Like way more like handsome and cut, like real specimens of human beings.
It's not possible.
Then make them take their clothes off and talk about whatever the fuck's going on in their lives.
We're relatable.
People
look at both of us and they're like, I look like one of the two of them. What's going on?
We got a narrow viewership. Just white guys in their mid-40s. And that's it.
Exactly.
No other people. No other people.
And they're just frustrated.
Hold on. Update from the school. Timeout.
Let's see. I'll fill time.
Okay. That's fine. So I don't know if a lot of schools are like this. I think they probably are now, but our preschool for Ava, my daughter, has an app that updates you with photos and little messages throughout the day and whatnot. But it's also the app where they tell you who's got COVID today. And so every time you open it, is my daughter alive? Is she eating? Is she pooping? Is she sleeping? Is she playing? Is she not crying for just 1 second?
The name?
Or is somebody sick? No. They'll tell you what room it is, but they won't tell you obviously like who is sick.
Because it's blowing up all over the place.
We're in week 2. Week 1 was a scare. Kid A came in contact with person with COVID A, and then the negative test came back and okay. Tuesday of this week, which is not today. Today is fucking Thursday.
It's Tuesday, Will. God damn it.
Tuesday of this week, Pop open the app. Week 2, people have been at school for 1 day. Kid has got COVID. Kid B now has got COVID.
You're like, well, who's kid B? Can you tell me if it's my
no, that's
child?
me. That's me just adding A and B because this is going to keep going, right? Next week, it'll be kid C has fucking COVID.
Of course.
Another kid in another room has got COVID. And so everybody in the room's got to go home until they can come back with negative tests. And I don't want that to happen to my kid. I don't want my kid to get COVID, right? Like that would, I mean, at best case, it's a mild case. At worst case, it's like, well, you're going to fucking children's hospital and you're going to stay there for 2 weeks, which is happening to kids and it's horrible. But then also even in the best case scenario where she's got like the sniffles and it's not that bad and she's not going to have any like long COVID symptoms and it's not going to impact her future development. She's going to come home for 10 days after having just gotten used to this place. She'll have only been there for 10 days and then she's going to come home for 10 days.
What are we doing?
Come on, people. I didn't even have a chance to like get a routine down yet. Get your fucking shot.
For the love of Pete.
Oh my God. And it's even, it sort of extends to, a ton of people that I know went to the Shang-Chi premiere this week, which is Marvel's next hero that's got their film coming out September 3rd. And a bunch of people that I know went and were like, oh my God, it's awesome. I can't wait. People are going to love this movie. And, so I've been reading a lot about, I don't know why, like the business side of our business interests me a lot. And so the execs, at Disney and Marvel are like, look, we make movies to play on big screens to be seen communally, and the theater owners were pissed at them for releasing Black Widow on Disney Plus, which you can get at home for $30. They felt like it ate into their profit. And basically what they found, some box office,
algorithm
business aggregator has found that it's basically like single dudes between like 18 and 35 that have been going to see any of the movies or all of the movies or none of it, like that's it though. It's just like this very slim demographic. It's a slimmer demographic than the number of people watching the show. And so it just blows my mind that people look at that Hollywood is like, our stories are so essential. We think that if we only play them in theaters, we can get more people to come out. We can get them out of their home and into a theater. It's like, bro, these are fucking comic book movies. I love these movies so much. I love watching them. I love watching them in a theater. However, I've got 2 kids and I don't want them to get sick. And even if it were safe for me to go to a theater and they could guarantee you're not going to get it, we're going to sit you 100 miles away from everybody else, I would still have to tell my wife, hey, can you watch our kids for 3 hours while I go see a comic book movie by myself when you haven't been able to do anything for yourself in 18 months? The stare of death that I would get would be enough to be like, well, never mind. I'm just kidding. Sorry, I even brought it up.
Need a bag of Cheetos and I'll sit on the couch.
I'll just wait for 45 days until it comes out on something else.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're not understanding about the general population. Like if you're a single dude, you go do whatever the fuck you want. You get your shot, you go do whatever the fuck you want. And honestly, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, like you might spread it to other people if you get it, but like you can do it and you'll probably be fine. But for a person with a family, it's like, I got to do a different kind of calculus, man.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's not the virus, it's my wife looking at me like I'm abandoning her because I want to go see a comic book movie. At a certain point, you have to balance what's important to you and what's not.
We're supposed to go to a theme park, and we've booked a hotel and all that stuff for this theme park, but the theme park's open entirely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so walking around right now as it's starting to escalate, and I guess maybe today it's starting to de-escalate a little bit, but that doesn't seem like a very good idea at all. To walk around thousands of people in a theme park and then wait in line, not distance from each other to
the
ride may be.
It doesn't
seem like a very good idea.
it doesn't seem like the best idea. It doesn't
Uh,
seem like the best idea.
yeah.
You know, and if it were like, and I might think differently. Well, one, because you got little kids and your kids are under the age of 12. So, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
10 and
They're
6.
under the age of 12, so they can't get vaccinated. Like if, you know, if your oldest were 12 and you could get them a shot and it was just the three of you going, you might be like, well, all right, that's a calculus that you've got to make for yourself. I mean, again, you have to make this calculus for yourself anyway. I'm not going to do it for you, nor should, you know, what the fuck does it matter what I have to say?
Your body's your
But
body. You do it.
yeah. However, you know, given that one is that they're both, you know, under that age, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it would be different if it was like, look, only vaccinated adults can come into this park and unvaccinated minors. Maybe I'd be like, well, all right, it's a little, maybe you could do it, but I don't know that they're not doing that, and they can't possibly, you know, let 100,000 people in a day and check that they're all vaccinated.
The studios that I'm talking to, you have to be vaccinated
Mm-hmm.
in order to work there.
Yeah.
And I based on the financial aspect of the stuff that they're shooting and the detriment of that production, having somebody get COVID and then spreading it around, I understand. I get it. Like you have to.
Oh, totally.
You have to vaccinate yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. Even from that point of view, and this is like a way under, like an underestimation, but if you're the guy who shows up unvaccinated and you got it and you get somebody else sick and they got to shut it down because of you cost them like $500,000 a day.
And not only that, but like it's Robert Downey Jr. and he's like,
yeah.
Bitch. We were almost there. We had
Damn it.
days left.
I know. Now
sit in a hotel for 2 weeks.
We all got to shut it down now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's great. Well, no, they, yeah. And there are other, like, if you're not in this business, there are zone A people who are the people on camera, the people who are directly in contact with the people on camera. And then there's like zone B, it sort of goes outward. And so, yeah, you know, like they don't want to shut down for a day. They don't want to shut down. They don't shut down for 2 weeks.
We talked about it that they had everybody wear different shirts. Like, so you had a yellow shirt or a green shirt,
wow,
red shirt on based on where
you could go
to, you know,
that's fascinating,
whatever it is. And so, you know, you have the art department come in and you have makeup and all that. And they color coded them early on in the process of this. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing now, but they're testing everybody constantly.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. The color for people who are like, that sounds weird to be segregating people as far as their job goes and giving them a color based on what they do. In other jobs, you would get like a bracelet for you're still like, or what's called a credential with holes punched for the zones that you can go in. And so you would have these things anyway. It doesn't really matter. Now it's just like easily identifiable, like, why are you like, you're in a green zone. Why are you got a pink shirt on? You shouldn't be here. You got to go somewhere else.
Well, you and I both have hundreds and hundreds of those. Lanyards. And those lanyards indicate this is where you can be. This is what it is. But they
exactly
so that we can see
it's a shirt exactly rather than a 3-inch piece of plastic that you wear on your chest or on your pants or wherever.
But we can see from a distance that you're not supposed to be in this area because everybody's been tested. Yeah. However, we're making sure that each person is in the unique area because this area is involved with this area that's involved with this area, which makes it so much more expensive. I mean, that's why I was saying earlier in another episode, like a $2 million movie goes to $6 million because now you have all of this stuff that you have to deal with. Paying for food for everybody that has to be delivered individually and all those kinds of things, which is that's expensive.
Yeah.
Or you could just put out a craft service table before, or just, have a little buffet or something like that. All gone.
Doesn't that seem crazy?
Yeah, it's all gone.
Like we all ate out of the same thing of pretzels.
Yeah.
We all put our hands in the same jar. It was just like we picked out of the open bowl of pretzels. We all put our hands in the same thing of pretzels and reached in and grabbed out a handful.
Yeah. Or you have the spoon and you're just putting something in the taco, and you're like, well, who touched this spoon?
What else have they touched with this spoon?
Do they wipe down this spoon? They have to wipe down the spoon between each person.
Wild. I know. It's so wild.
Yeah, it's wild. So productions have been, really, really impacted by all this. Clearly, I mean, obviously it impacted us. So.
Oh yeah. It's kind of crazy to think that there's still like movies that they intend for like a theatrical release they're still making them. They're still getting done. Mm-hmm. They're just like not going into a fucking theater. Like they're just sitting on this giant backlog of like, at some point you're just gonna have to say like, oh, fuck it. We've got other things that we're just stockpiling. People aren't going to see this movie for 5 years. Right. That doesn't make any sense. At some point, you're going to be like, look, we're taking a bath on this. Just put it out there.
Just watch it. Let's
try to recoup some of our expenses rather than, people were like, what came out this past weekend? Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds. And it made like $28 million or something like that. You're like, $28 million? They're all fucking high-fiving each other. You're like, $28 million? This is a $100 million movie. You didn't even make your movie. You did not make your production budget back. You definitely didn't make your marketing budget back, which is generally like $100 million. You
paid him $28 million.
Yeah. You barely covered his salary in the first weekend. And it's not getting better from that, bro.
Everybody's getting their rate.
It's not like, to get it out to as many people as possible, fucking charge them for it. People will do it or they're not going to do it. But to be like, only in a theater, we'll lure them back with Free Guy. Like, no, I'm sorry. I'm not doing that.
No.
I'll sit at home and I'll watch another 38 episodes of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse or whatever the fuck my kid's going to make me watch.
Yeah, Peppa Pig.
I don't even want to get started on Peppa Pig.
Oh, Peppa.
I can't even do it. She's just like all Mickey Mouse Clubhouse all the time. Have we talked about this?
I think we did.
She's like obsessed with it. I don't know how to break the obsession either. I think I just have to wait for her to outgrow it.
Mickey Mouse Club?
Yeah, the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. It's Mickey Mouse.
Because you can go to Disney.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it right now, but
it's just like she just loves it so much when we put it on for her in the morning when we're like making, or like after she's eating. Yes, after she's eaten breakfast and before we're getting her out. So we're doing like cleaning and we're trying to get all the stuff to get her out the door to go to school. We're like, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse so that you're not up our ass. And she's just like,
what's up?
But they were like, it's time to go. She's like, I don't want to. I want to watch one more episode. You're like, we can't. Like, that's the fight.
Literally
so trying to negotiate with like, okay, you're going to watch this one. And then we know we've got 24 minutes to get through as much shit as we can get done.
Exactly.
So that we can get her out the door without dragging a toddler out of the house.
Disney. I love it.
But it's going better. It's going better.
I mean, they're doing, Disney's doing a very good job of
raising our children.
Well, no, but their programming and the parks and things, I think they're doing a really good job.
Yeah. So you mentioned like having meetings. I had some meetings this week with professional people, and I realized that I can't stop swearing. Like I think it's a problem. I think it might be a problem.
Will, do you want this job? Fuck yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's basically how it's going. We're talking about stuff and I'm like, can you believe this fucking guy? And they're like, what? I'm like, no, what? Nothing.
Hey, we're gonna have to close this Zoom real quick. Like, we gotta confer amongst ourselves just real quick. Just be patient with us.
It was the fuck. We'll call you. Don't worry. I was like, I gotta fucking rein it in, man. But it's exactly this scenario, this exact setup. Now we're in a hat, put the mic just out of frame.
Uh,
And people are like, oh my God, you got a really professional setup. And then I'm like, yeah, fucking A, I do, right? It's like I learned a fucking thing or two while 20 years in working in television.
it's a guy
And
in
then
a
I am,
suit
and then I immediately am
that's
like, oh,
interviewing you from the president. You're like, he's the president of the network, and you're like,
uh-oh.
oh shit. Oh, sorry, I said shit. I
Sorry.
mean, with the
Fuck.
with the I've got kids. Can you hire me?
I would like a paycheck, please. Yeah, that's how it's been going.
Oh geez. Yeah, that's crazy.
So I'm not holding my breath.
Well, yeah, so I've got two major networks I'm talking to, and yeah, thank God we only have tens of people that watch this. So
I mean, there may come a point where it's like, what have you been doing? Where it's like, nothing. I haven't been doing anything.
listen, I'm just hanging out.
I
Like,
haven't
well,
been.
we've got a couple clips we wanted to show you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the first 48 when they
Yeah.
kill the guy. Nope. Like, well, we've got video of you killing the guy.
Just
Yeah.
explain to me what
That
remedial motherfucker means.
yeah, that was taken out of context.
That was I don't know. What do you mean you don't like it when people pay attention to your work? That's going to be a factor for us.
So you're just throwing money at people for your show nobody watches. Is that what we're talking
Is that
about?
what I'm talking about here?
Because that seems a little irresponsible, because you're going to be in a very big position at this.
Is that why you need this job? You've given away all your money and now you need.
Yeah, we have a budget, and it sounds like you're not sticking to yours.
We're gonna, yeah, exactly.
No, it was only $50
It's my personal money.
yesterday.
Listen, let me tell you
2 days
something.
ago,
In the
it was
Christian
1,000,
tradition,
and then 2 days ago it was 2,000. Like, what are you talking about?
we've gone through your videos and we've tallied it up.
You've got 20 hours of footage talking about this.
You
stuff.
might, yeah, you might not be making the most responsible choices.
No, they are people that I very much enjoy, and
That thankfully don't know how to use Google.
and they very much needed and deserved it. Oh, for the love of Pete.
What's going on with you? Is that like a new catchphrase?
And no,
For the love of Pete? Well, I mean, I know you've used it before, but like, I don't know. Are you like trying to like, is this a backdoor into another podcast that you're calling For the Love of Pete?
no, it's just.
Have I made this joke before? It actually sounds kind of familiar.
Catchphrase. That's what
Catchphrase.
people say.
But it's your name. It's your name.
No, it's just a cliche.
It'd be like me being like, for the
love of Will doesn't.
I
work.
know. But it'd be like if I talked about like, you know, like as I just said, like I just finished working out because I've got willpower.
Yeah, exactly. I've got the will to get
Exactly.
the job done.
Exactly. Like using like, you know, what is the yeah, exactly.
I don't
Just
know.
using those like little phrases that have your name in them. Not a lot of people can do it, but
No, you didn't Derek out.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know why I get all that nonsense. I know there apparently was a Peter that was a real douche.
Maybe the
Not him.
apostle. Maybe the apostle Peter. Maybe it goes back to biblical days.
No, that was
A lot was written about what a dick Judas was,
Judas.
but really, Peter was the real cockbag of that whole group.
Oh God.
There you go. That's going to wind up on a highlight reel when I'm trying to get a job.
I was talking to some guy.
Sorry, who's a cockbag? But
I was talking to some guy, and he works at a tanning and movie rental store. Did we talk about that?
no, that's a hell of a combination. Who's doing either of those things anymore?
But together
Yeah.
at the store. So you go get a tan in a tanning bed. Who goes to a tanning bed anymore?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Who does that?
And then you go watch a movie. No, you rent a movie. You don't even
You
go
rent
watch
a movie. Yeah, exactly. It's a blockbuster with a sunset tan. And why would you have that? Like, what kind of business is that?
Oh, these people are from all over the country and all over the world, actually. So I have no idea where that works.
It doesn't even make it's a place where they don't have the technology to stream movies yet, where people still have VCRs.
Exactly. Like,
They're still it's a place where it's still 1996. You can rent a Blu-ray and get a tan. And they're like, wait, what? You guys watch shit on your phones? Where do you live? The future?
It's so ridiculous.
I have to get a thing and slide it into a slot in a machine.
Again, it's no segue Tuesday. Have you ever been ice blocking?
I don't even know what that is.
So we'd go to a 7-Eleven. They'd sell large ice blocks.
Uh-huh.
You get a big ice block. You go to the golf course. And you could be naked or not. Sit on the ice block and just slide down the thing into the water hazards.
No, I've never heard of this.
Well, because, you know.
Why are you taking your clothes off?
Well,
you just really want to feel what it's like to get your balls stuck on a block of ice?
I'm saying you do or you don't. I don't know what I did.
I don't know. Like, look, people's undercarriage just gets sweaty. I know what happens when you take something that's a little bit wet and put it on ice. It freezes. And
it's a large ice block.
I would imagine. I'm sure it's not a fucking
know that they sell those anymore.
Ice cube.
Like,
no, that's it.
Do they sell an actual block of ice?
I have never ever seen just like a block of ice for sale at a store.
This is when cigarettes were 90 cents. Again, like now they're $12. Yeah. So we would get them and we would race.
Unless it's like an ice luge, I've never seen, or like an ice sculpture. I've never even seen a block of ice.
So we go to the golf course. We all have our ice blocks, and then we'd race to see who gets into the water first. And I don't know if you know anything about golf course water. It's disgusting.
Yeah, other than that, it's disgusting.
Yeah. If you're going to catch something, that's where you're going to catch it.
Well, look, I got diphtheria, but that sure was a fun 3 seconds, wasn't it?
Exactly. Why do you have pink eye all the time? It's ice blocking.
How old were you when you did this?
It was last week.
And like, what time of day? Are people not on the golf course?
No, it's the middle of the night. And we had friends that lived on the golf course. And so we would just walk over to the golf course and, and
then do it. Yeah.
If any of you know of ice blocking, the three of you that listen to this, please comment. Because it was a pretty big deal in Virginia.
I've never. No.
I was thinking about you having your fingernails painted. In high school, I had a girl braid my hair. She put it in like braids because I had long hair. And then when it came out, it looked like a perm.
Yeah.
And then I remembered that my sister did that to me. Like she actually just permed my hair. I had to go to church like that. I went to church as a kid with a perm because she had permed my hair. And I was 10 and I was devastated that I have to walk into church with a perm. She was trying to learn how to perm hair.
How long does it last for? Doesn't it last for kind of a while? Like if you were getting a perm, doesn't it like stay like that for kind of a while?
School with a perm.
Yeah, I'd be more worried about school than church.
Well, but I spent so much time at church, it was the same thing. So now I'm just walking around with an actual perm. And there's photos that I will not share of me with a perm.
What year was this? 80s, mid 80s,
Let's see.
late
Yeah,
80s,
mid 80s.
mid to late 80s. I mean, I'm imagining you probably weren't the only one. That was kind of a big deal in the 80s, right?
Not for women
I don't know.
in
I have no-
Virginia. A boy with a perm doesn't get real popular.
Or is he the most popular?
Well, that's like that sunning, remember that stuff that you experienced?
Oh, I do remember Sunning. Yeah. I never used it, but
I did. And so I had
uh-huh.
totally blonde hair. I have pictures of that I'm not going to show either.
Did you just do all the things? You did all the things.
Well, they were done to me by my sister. She was like, oh, here. I'm like, stop messing with me. I'm fragile. I'm trying to adjust.
The perm just came out. It just came out.
Oh, and the chemicals.
It's been 1 week.
The chemicals that they had to use. I gotta check and make sure I don't have some
Hey, it's still there though.
issues.
It's still there.
Well, it exists. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
to whatever degree it exists.
It's a good thick head of hair.
Well,
so obviously it did do a real permanent damage.
Yeah, permanent.
Hey, permanent damage. That's what it was short for.
Oh, so stupid.
No, I never did anything like kind of crazy with my physical appearance. I was just kind of like boring in that way. It was like, no, this is what I look like. This is it. My hair was like, I had very like big, voluminous hair. So it looked like a helmet, but I was a kid and I don't know, I was a teenager, and it'll still look like that if I were to grow it out, but I never like dyed it. I never grew it long or anything like that. I never did any of that stuff.
Did you get ear piercings?
No, fuck no.
I
think my dad one day was like,
4.
my dad, I think when he was going through a bit of a midlife crisis, like grew out a mullet ponytail and showed up to my flag football
ponytail.
Yeah, but like part of my dad wore a part on the side, like parted hair. Parted hair, and my hair looked just like his. Like I looked like
that's like a rat.
It was my dad.
So he had a rat tail.
And then he grew it long in the back.
So it's party in the front.
Yes.
Or no, party in the back, business in the front.
How old was I? 7th grade, something like that. So this is, what are you, like 1992 or something like that? Yeah. And this clearly was like a midlife crisis. Grew his hair long in the back, not in the front. Didn't do like the full Lorenzo Lamas ponytail. Did like a half, mullet ponytail.
So he looked like
pulled up to my flag football game in his red 911 Porsche, wearing a 3-piece suit and his fucking mullet ponytail
going over the back of his suit.
It'd be like, it was a 3-piece, so he wasn't wearing the jacket. Had like a pocket chain. Be like, is that your dad? I was like, maybe.
I don't know. Does he look cool?
Do you like that? Because if so, then yeah. But if not, I don't know. I don't know that guy. But anyway, so he was going through this phase, and one day he was like, I don't know what the hell is going on with him, but he was like, hey, I'll tell you what. If you kick ass in Saturday's hockey game, we're getting our ears pierced. And I was like, okay.
That's not a thing I wanted.
Did not do well, and then never brought it up.
I used
it. Did poorly on purpose because I was like, we had like one kid in our grade with a pierced ears, like 7th grade or something like that.
My senior photo, I have a hoop earring in.
Oh my God. Did you look like a pirate?
No, I look like an idiot.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. Like an idiot pirate.
Yeah. But I still have the holes because one of them I did by myself. Like I heated up a push pin.
Oh, Jesus.
And I just punctured it. And that's the one that still exists.
It won't close.
I can still get an earring in there.
So clearly you did it well.
So next episode,
you're putting the earring in. Put a big ass hoop.
A big diamond.
Oh. That's funny. Yeah, no, that was it, man. I never did anything like that. And I don't even know why. I just think I was just like, I don't know. What happened to my
Yeah, but I mean, you know,
did it help with the ladies?
well,
The hoop, I mean.
I'll say it didn't hurt.
Really?
Like for prom, I went to every prom, and yeah, it didn't hurt
All right.
in that department.
Virginia, a place for lovers or whatever the fuck.
That's what it is.
Lovers of hoop earrings.
Yeah.
Lovers of people who look like idiot pirates. I also carried a parrot around. The
Right.
chicks loved it.
They yeah, I didn't have a problem. I feel bad because I went with different people, and a couple of them got pretty upset by it.
I think you're gonna say pregnant.
Just
They
just got
yeah, we did too. We like I was, as I said, I'm pretty sure I've said on this. I went to an all boys school, and we had several all girls schools around the. Are you doing cocaine? What are you doing? Are you doing Special K?
Yeah, I gotta get
Listen, look who watches one episode of White Lotus and then knows what Special K is.
it helps with depression.
So yeah, we all went to, you'd go to a lot of girls, you'd go to a lot of like the girls' schools proms. And that was sort of like the social, it was like Sweet 16s sophomore year, and then junior and senior prom, junior and senior years. And you just kind of go to all of them. That was like that was our social scene.
And we do Sadie Hawkins, where the girl has to ask the guy the Sadie Hawkins dance. So I did that every year. I mean, I participated in all of that stuff. Yeah, and I was in theater, so I did a lot of stage stuff and plays and all that. You can't tell now because of the clunkiness of my speech, but what are you gonna do?
Nothing. You did it. It was important to your development. And it developed you into this.
Exactly. Look at me.
Look at me now. Look at me now.
We've got tens of followers.
I graduated with a degree in theater and history. I had 2 degrees, and my theater department has never come looking for money from me.
Well,
there's like one other dude who's more famous than me.
But you got on TV.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm on fucking TV, motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly. And now you have a smash hit podcast.
And you don't want to invite me back to give a lecture or whatever?
Oh, you know what's funny? That is really funny you said that. You just brought up something. So I went, and because I started being a professional, the high school that I went to, there was a program for shooting television, and I would produce content for like a local TV show. And so the teacher got in contact with me to come and talk to the students, and I show up, and it's kind of a big deal. I'm not that I'm a big deal, but I made the effort to go and talk to these kids, and I was going to show them how to light and use cameras and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And he called out sick that day. So I walked in, and the person that was there was like, I have no idea.
I don't know. Who are you?
You gotta be kidding me. And I just walked out. I was like, what am if this guy doesn't know?
You're like all of a sudden, like, it's not that cool that I'm here all of a sudden.
Yeah, this adult
walking out backwards. Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Pete. I'm here to teach you how to. They're like, who are you? You don't know
security? I was invited because is he not here?
Is Steve here?
Where's Oh,
I swear to God, he called me and asked me to come in and talk to you guys.
I took a day off for this.
She'd be like, no, fuck it. I'm here. You guys will listen to what I have to say.
Can you imagine?
If you have a problem with it, you fucking call security.
The cops are like, you got to get out of here.
You got to go, man. This is school. You can't be here.
But they asked me to. Oh, come on, man.
There's no need for handcuffs. I'll leave.
Yeah. Jeez. I'm already halfway through my lighting scenario.
I got 3-point lighting set up here. What do you think I'm going to do? Pull my pants off?
We're going to put up all these different, it's CTOs and CT.
I'm talking to them about scrims.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a silk in my hand. What do you think I'm doing? Yeah, no, he just didn't show up. And I called him and I said, hey, what happened there?
And he was like, who's this?
No, he's like, oh my God, I totally forgot.
Well, thanks.
Like, well, that'll be the last time I do that.
You jerk.
For you. I'll do it for other people, of course. But
look, yeah. I'm only gonna do this 10 more times and then I'm done.
Don't make me sad. I already have we already have one edit. So
actually I was wrong. I'm wrong. There is Ann Dowd, who's on The Handmaid's Tale, like won an Emmy for that. She graduated from my college.
Okay.
Through my program. So I guess I'm the third most famous person. Okay. In the theater department, but it's Dr. Fauci, Chris Matthews, Ann Dowd, Neil Hopkins, and then me, Bob Cousy also. No, did he graduate or was he our coach? That's it. Those are it's like the 5 most famous, 6 most famous people. And I never once, they're not even the magazine. Look, call me to fucking chat.
You're a W list celebrity and I'm a Z list celebrity. And it becomes more and more evident.
I can't even believe it. Don't they know that I've worked with Ryan Seacrest?
I've got one fan.
It made me surprisingly popular when I went back for the 5-year reunion, but nobody gives a shit 10 years out, 25 years out. No, fine.
But we're putting the work in, and that's what matters.
I'm not.
I had a friend post a photo of a group of us, and as I'm raising my hand to wave during the photo, but because I'm such a big guy, I'm over everybody else. The photo was taken as I'm doing this, and I was like, "You have to take that down. What are you doing?"
You said you made him post the photo,
huh?
You just said you made him post the photo.
No, I made him take it down.
Oh, because it looks like you're doing
as I'm starting to wave.
Right. It looks like
yeah. And my last name's Osterhouse. I can't have that shit.
No, you can't.
So I said, I'm sorry.
Listen.
First of all, I don't know how you thought that wouldn't come off that way. And he said, oh no, you're just waving. I'm like,
well,
that's not
you know that because you were there. However, if you didn't know,
I was waving. But as you start to wave and the person that's taking the photo, who's a stranger, just catches it, you're like,
yes.
No, get rid of that photo.
You got to burn that photo. You got to cut my hand out. You got to burn that photo. You got buried in the yard. This okay. This is okay. There's just that middle part with your fingers together where that does not look great.
No. And so fortunately,
you would get fired for that. You get fired if that came. You've already been fired.
Well, I'm in talks, so I can't have that thing pop up.
No.
This is bad enough.
I know. That's what I'm saying. This combined, that alone, bad.
Yeah.
That and this, way worse.
We have 24 hours of footage.
You're going to have to shave your face, change your name, and move to another part of the country and get a different job.
Exactly.
And then if you will go to work at this gas station, and they're like,
is that you?
Are you the guy from It's Something to Do?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. You You get the fuck out of here. I'll call the cops.
Exactly.
I know you with your hand up. I know what you
represent.
I read about you on the internet.
I was so upset.
I can understand why.
I said, I can't even imagine why you'd think that was okay. And the response was, you're just waving. I'm like, that's not a wave.
That does not look.
You posted looks like not a wave, and I'm bigger than everybody else. So I'm only with my hand up to wave, and that's when they catch me. And
right,
it's a stranger taking the photo.
If everybody else has their hands up and they're in different positions of waving, then it's all good.
Anything. I just was gonna like, hey, everybody.
And they're all kind of looking at you a little bit shocked and surprised like this.
Yeah. And you know, the people that we work with, they're gonna be like, oh, I mean, oh yeah, we're putting that on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Copy paste and goodbye, Peter.
This guy. So if anybody were ever to see that photo, I was waving and it got caught in a very long time.
Save it, because we're going to have to be doing this again in 6 months on a very special Peter Apologizes episode of It's Something to Do. Peter canceled himself.
Yeah. That's the thing. You're like, I'm in the middle of talks. I can't. What are you doing?
Yeah, don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. And if you have a picture of me, by the way, if you have a picture of me making the okay sign, don't put that up either.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not okay anymore either. So take it down, cut my hand out, burn that photo in the trash.
And Antoine, cut out me even doing any of this.
I know. If somebody screen grabs it.
Keep my hands out of the... They're wide open. Just say hi.
Oh my
God!
I
saw it, and I saw it because of my cousin. My cousin was like, "Oh, she put up this picture of you guys," because I'm not on Facebook. And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" It's just ridiculous. So I had immediately, and she's on. Or he's on.
It's like what I drew the swastika in with pen after the fact. It's pretty obvious. Like, not cool. Why would you do that?
The hands wide open. I've got huge hands wide open. She acquiesced to make sure nobody else could see it, but at that point it's too late. I mean, once it's
I would fucking lose my mind.
I'd show you the photo, but I can't. I'll show it to you off air. It's ridiculous.
Text it to me.
Yeah. The one episode you Instagram, including.
Hey, we talk about this instance.
Hey,
there's a hilarious story behind this photo. Trust me. It's video narrator. She goes, I guess you're wondering how this happened.
You're not going to get to it because nobody watches until this time. Also, nobody watches this anyway.
Oh my God.
But that being said, transitional.
Want to try again? Want to back it up and have edit that out too?
I have to collect myself because that's so funny. That's the stuff that happens to me. Look, out of the.
Do you want me to do it? Non sequitur transition Tuesday.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's one of those things that out of the blue, you're paying so much attention to the talks that you're in, and then somebody posts something like that, and you're like, "What the fuck?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Same.
This isn't helpful at all."
I'll bet rolling back every one of these that's online in your head, like, is there anything that?
Wait a minute. Now I got to watch 20 hours of
Jesus
footage.
Christ. What did I say? Did I say anything that's?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've done so well. It's I'm a Redskins fan, so now the Redskins are called the football team. So it's that kind of thing where they're.
Is that for real? They're called the football team?
Yeah, I bought. I wore one of their T-shirts because they're going to change it to whatever name that they change it to.
But they haven't decided yet.
It's called Washington Football Team. That's it.
I love that. I actually love that. I think that's fucking genius.
Snyder didn't want to change it. We talked about this before. Obama took his entire presidential motorcade to have him change the name of the team.
We did talk about this.
Yeah, and had a in-person.
Fuck was
maybe we did in the last iteration, but he went to Snyder to have a sit down with him face to face to change the Redskins name, and he told him, "Fuck off! I'm not changing it." But then, as everything started to unfold during the pandemic and all this stuff, he's like, "Okay, I'll change it." Football team.
I love it. I think it's great.
It's Washington football team.
Yeah. Their mascot's a giant football. Go for it.
I have no idea.
Sure. Why? I'm throwing it out there. Could be. Or you could go with the Washington TBDs.
What's interesting is based on the research that I did about it, and this is certainly, I'm obviously not part of that community of people. They don't care because we're rooting for them. We want them to win.
Right.
But the Indians just changed their name to the Guardians. The Cleveland Indians are now the Guardians.
Okay. Is Guardians like a similar? It's just like a Guardian. You're like, whatever. It's a Guardian.
Well, no, but all these teams that are based on
had that like Native American
things
or indigenous or whatever we're calling them.
Yeah. And
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's not for me to say. I'm not in that community. So if it is offensive, then I don't want it to be.
Right. Then change it. But if it's offending people, then
but the comedic fact that he said, okay, we're not even it's
football team. As I said, yeah, and I love that. I think it's perfect. Don't change it. Don't change it.
It's just like, okay, we're a football team.
It's so like beautifully clunky.
I bought
hilarious.
I bought the t-shirt and I bought the hat because once they change it, I had to.
You want it, yeah. You want it. You want it.
Yeah. I'm a fan of football team.
So when I got into college, I guess where I grew up, people like they went to college, they got into a college and they would buy the bumper stickers, the window stickers, and they put them in the back of their
cars,
their cars, right in the back window. And I got mine and then I cut the college part off of it and I just put college up in my. And it wasn't until later I had no idea that this was like Belushi in Animal House, who just had the shirt that said college. And I was like, I thought that I was the first person to ever do this. And but I thought it was like so funny because everybody's like, Princeton University. Yeah. And mine was just like, college. I'm going. Yeah. I'll see you guys there.
I'm at college.
Yeah. I think it's to
college.
Me, college. And to me, that's the same thing. Football. We're a football team. We're a football team. Rah, football team.
Not the football team, just
football team.
Just football team.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, fine. I'll acquiesce. Football team.
As I said, the to be determines. We'll work on it later.
Yeah. Work on it later.
Currently brainstormings.
Yeah. They I think they were
you can fucking change it to anything. Who gives a flying fuck? It's the name of the team. You could be like, these are the fire hydrants. Who cares?
Well, we talked about this because I worked for the Bullets. And then because Washington, D.C. was the leader in murders, they changed that was a bad name. And they almost called them the River Dogs because they put it out to the public. And then they changed it to the Wizards. And they made the mascot a koosh ball. That's what he is. He's this big.
Wow. But now it's like, fucking get crazy with it. What's in Philadelphia? Gritty? Like, whatever, man. It could be anything.
We're the Waffles.
Yeah. Your fucking mascot could be like a used fountain soda cup. Who gives a shit?
Exactly. We're the used tires.
Yeah, exactly. We're the cinder blocks, and our mascot is a angry cinder block. I don't know. Like, Dale, we paid you $15 million to come up with an idea. Cinder blocks is the best you came up with. They should let me do it. I'll do it for half of that.
We're the rat killers.
we're the highly used Converse.
Exactly. Our shorts are too long. That's a long thing to put on your jersey.
Yeah. Well, exactly. We're the tight pants. We're the Washington tight pants. You guys have got very tight pants on. The Washington, I can kind of see your balls.
We're the eyebrows.
We're the cups. We're really firm and supportive.
Why are you the eyebrows? I don't know. We have them.
Got them.
Might as well have called them that. Well, you called them. You could have called them the assholes, but we went with eyebrows. Everybody.
We were going to go with team all your fingers and toes, but honestly, Ned doesn't have all of his. So,
yeah. We're. We could do that all day.
Whatever. Literally look at anything. Garage doors. We're the garage doors.
Oh, I was going to say driveways.
Yeah. Who gives a shit? It's like it's so arbitrary anyway.
Yeah.
The colors, that's really,
We're called broken fences.
Like, Like, what the fuck even like when you really get down to it, it's like, what the fuck are we even rooting for? A Laker? What the fuck is a Laker?
Yeah, exactly.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
What else is Kings is kind of an easy one. Like, obvious. That's pretty obvious. A Dodger. What are you dodging? What are you dodging? Don't dodge the ball. Go towards the ball. Yeah. That's the whole idea of this whole fucking sport. Don't dodge it. Unless you're I don't know. Unless you're the batter, then
are you dodging losses? I guess.
Duck. Yeah, I don't know.
We can come up with something.
I only played t-ball, but get in front of it. That's what our coach used to. They should be the Los Angeles. Get in front of it.
Yeah. Broken noses.
Yeah. The Los Angeles will stop crying and get out there.
We played. Wow, this is kind of a messed up story. This isn't in my notes at all, but we played softball for the network, and the guy that was designated.
Oh, the coach, I know exactly where this is going. I don't know. Is this really what you want to do? You want to do this?
No, I guess not.
It's pretty depressing. Yeah. It's a really depressing story to end on 3 minutes before we're going to be done with this podcast.
So I won't do that. However,
that kind of fell apart there at the end. Not the story.
No,
softball, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing. So the we're all just out there having fun,
Sure.
And one guy, we were playing against Malcolm in the Middle, and I'm playing center field. I have two stories. I'm playing center field, and a guy gets up, and I come in because I can see the size of the person.
Mm-hmm.
And so I come in, and he cranks it way over my head.
Yeah.
Home run. Because I couldn't see who it was.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out
that person was Fredi Muniz.
Yeah.
And as he ran past you, he went, fuck you, I could buy and sell you 10 times over.
He was on the team, and we played with him. We played against a bunch of teams, but it ended up being a little person that was nothing but muscle. And I didn't realize that until he started rounding the bases, and I was like, oh, son of a bitch, because I was so far out.
By the way, for those playing along at home, this is week 2 of Peter underestimating little people. Is he gonna need help on the toilet? He doesn't need help on the toilet. He can't hit a ball. Fucking cranks the ball 2 weeks in a row.
I'm not disparaging.
I know. No, you're not.
I just was so far away. I just thought it was a different situation, and he cranked it, and he got a home run. And as it was going over my head, I was like, how is this happening? So now I got to run down this ball, throw it back in the infield, and then realize, oh, this is a very muscular man that just cranked it over my head.
That guy just cranked it.
Yeah. And then the
Oh
second
my
one,
gosh.
not giving the details of all of the aspects of that, where we were doing a similar thing with a different television show. It might have been Everybody Loves Raymond. I can't remember, but somebody cranked it, and this is at Pan Pacific. You remember Pan Pacific Park?
Sure.
And it did one bounce and hit the third baseman right in the nose.
Ooh,
Smashed his nose. He's just bloody all over the place. I was like, oh geez,
Jesus.
maybe I shouldn't do this. But then we went to the A League, and when we started the A League, that's guys that are ex-pro players that are just messing around.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, I'm out of my league. These guys are just cranking it.
Yeah. Get out of there. Get out of there.
Yeah.
That's not
Just
fun
having
anymore.
somebody else, run for me from first if I even get on.
I'm just gonna go sit back down. I'm just
Like,
gonna sit back
what are
down.
you
That's cool,
doing?
right?
He's like, I'm getting you a pinch runner. Like, we're just running around. What?
He's like, wow,
This isn't
are we though?
serious.
I
It's
know.
We're not televised.
But even then, go sit on the bench.
I got mad.
But still, please sit down.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, man, I gotta jump. I forgot that I was supposed to be picking my kid up right this very second.
Okay. Love you, Missy.
I'll talk to you later.
Peace.
Bye.